And on that note of enjoyment and interest, I am delighted to hand over to our first speaker of the morning. Many of you will know our first speaker. She will be familiar to you. It's Kat Little, who is the Chief Operating Officer for the Civil Service and Permanent Secretary to the Cabinet Office here in the UK. Over to you, Kat.
Well, morning, everyone. I have to say, I'm very taken with my karaoke hands-free microphone this morning. I'm going to resist the urge to sing at you at some point. Now, this event has a very, very important place in my heart because it was a year ago that I came to speak to Innovation Conference as my first speech as the Chief Operating Officer of the Civil Service. And at that point, I said to you, this is going to be a really busy, exciting year of change. And unusually, I was right. So, wow, what a year since we last came together. I think it's been really exciting. Challenging, yes, but mainly exciting. And why do I think that? Because we have a new government who has set out some very, very clear missions for the country. And who could not get behind missions like safer streets, equality for all, a green superpower in the UK, being able to get our NHS back on its feet? These are the things that we all came into public service to deliver and to get behind and to do. And not only that, we've got some very specific missions in the Plan for Change, our 6 milestones. And a couple of weeks ago, the Prime Minister did a speech, which some people might refer to as the rewiring the state speech. In a typical civil service way, we've already called it the productive and agile state speech. Now, sadly, dropped to an acronym called PAS. God, we love acronyms. But the most important thing is that was the Prime Minister's vision for the future of the country. And it was a very simple message to everyone in the nation, and particularly in public service. He basically said, we believe in an active state that is every single day focused on supporting better lives for our citizens. And we want the state to succeed. We need the state to succeed. And that means the civil service has got to be sustainable, skilled, empowered, and able to rise to the challenges that we continually rise to. But now really, really matters because we can't achieve those missions if we don't have the civil service and the public sector operating at its very, very best of its potential. Now, I get excited by that. And to be frank, you can sum that up in one word, and that is innovation. I'm sure we're going to unpack a lot of that throughout today, but just to give you some personal thoughts. Fundamentally, what is the civil service? What is public service about? We are problem solvers. Every day, we go in and we look at things in front of us, whether it's a citizen-facing service, whether it's something we're trying to improve, a knotty policy issue that ministers have set us. And we work together in teams, bringing out the very best of our experience and skills to fix problems. And I need everyone in the civil service to be thinking about how can I fix the problems in front of us in the fastest, most effective way. The second thing that we do is we deliver, we follow through. And we don't just say we're going to do things, we don't just prepare plans for plans. Sadly, there are still far too many times when I have briefings for meetings. Like, we're doers, we get stuff done. And so if I'm really passionately believe that if we can solve problems and we can follow through and not let all of the usual constraints and inefficiencies in the system to slow us down, we can achieve great things. And we do achieve great things every single day. But there are some trade-offs. The biggest, I think, is you've got to trade off risk and opportunity constantly in what we're doing. And that's our job. It's our job to say, this is the exciting opportunity ahead of us, but here are the risks that we've got to manage and work through. That doesn't mean we need to be risk adverse. That means we've got to be risk smart, and we've got to set the appetite at the level that maximizes the opportunity in front of us. we have got to have agency and empowerment. And I know we talk about empowerment a lot, but what does that mean in practice? That means the most senior people in organisations saying, I trust you, I've got your back, let's go and do this. It's the person saying in a team, like, you've clearly got the most experience and the skills to fix this. Why don't you go and have a go at solving that problem and tell me where you get to? I trust you. We've also got to change our culture. If we're really going to be agile and we're really going to move at the pace that I think we need to move at, like, we've got to stop getting in the way of ourselves. Like, I have to admit, I had a really, really negative Monday yesterday. It very rarely happens in my life. But by lunchtime, I'd already had 3 people say to me, you can't. I hate people saying to me, you can't. And then gave me a load of reasons why the process didn't quite allow me to do it, or I needed to go and get permission from someone else, quite a few people. I'm the permanent secretary of the Cabinet Office, and people tell me constantly, you can't. I have no idea what it must be like on the front line of the civil service every day if you constantly feel like you've got to go and get permission from lots and lots of people. So we've got to fix that culture and that set of processes that bog us down every single day. And we've got to help each other. So it's been brilliant working even more closely with Sarah on setting up the Digital Centre of Government. That is not about another part of the centre telling you what to do. And by the way, the Cabinet Office isn't here to tell you what to do. We're here to enable change. We're here to be the systems leaders, to set the strategy and the direction, to make sure that the system as a whole is moving in the same direction. So it's exciting that we've now got a really driving force around technology, data, innovation to help support us. And I know not everyone gets excited about spending reviews, but we've got a spending review. And that is an important opportunity for us to bring together money, priorities, outcomes, and to make sure that we're set up to succeed for the next few years. So we've got this window of opportunity right here, right now, and permission from the Prime Minister to grasp what is ahead and to own the future of the civil service. A few other final thoughts to leave you with. We've got to have a really experimental culture. Pat McFadden spoke in December about test and learn. Now, for those of you who've been working in digital, you would recognise that as just agile methodology. That's what we do all of the time. We are constantly trying different things, getting things wrong, adapting, trying something else. But we need to do that in everything we do. Gone are the days where you can kind of spend 6 months working out what your policy is and then maybe doing some pilots. We haven't got 6 months. We've got to be able to work out how do we solve a problem, be fixed on the outcome that we're trying to achieve, and have a go, and have the bravery and the courage and the risk appetite to just give it a go. And that means we'll get more things wrong. I can guarantee it, but that's okay. Because if that means we get to an destination faster, better, more effectively, cheaper, that is all good. So public sector test and learn, there's some brilliant examples out there. In the Cabinet Office, we've set up a multidisciplinary team where we've seconded in people from local government, health, the prison service, a whole range of different frontline parts to work with the civil service, with digital policy, delivery skills. And all we're doing is working in local communities, solving problems and trying some different ways of working. We've got £100 million to recruit and test ideas. We're currently focused on Sheffield and a couple of other locations. So look out for the great work that the Test and Learn team are doing. We've just had one big thing. Hands up if you took part in one big thing. Oh, you are the people who are now innovators and the change agents of the future of the civil service. Really welcome your feedback. It's a hard thing to get right, getting 145,000 people all innovating and learning together. But that's what we've done. My 3 favourite things that came from one big thing, just to give you a flavour of the ideas coming out of it, right? The Met Office have been doing these half-hour creative headspace sessions every single day, like talking to each other about how do we just create the space to be creative and give ourselves the permission to work differently and think differently. Next door to my office, the Cabinet Secretary's private office have automated all of their rotas using a bit of clever AI. That saved them loads of time, Sadly, it now tells them when they've got to work at the weekend, but it's a step forward. We've got FlexPool, which is this brilliant tool that a department's using to match skills to tasks, to say, these are all the tasks that we've got, we need people to help. If you've got skills, it automatically matches it together and says, you've been matched. So they're just a few ideas, but we got thousands of ideas that now teams across the civil service are delivering and innovating on. And you imagine the power of 500,000 people all taking their ideas to fruition. It's just absolutely brilliant. So look, 3 things to close on. It really is an exciting time, and I hope, despite all the challenges, despite all the really complex things that we do every day, that you are excited too, because it really, really matters. It's a team effort. We're only going to succeed if we do this as the team. We've got to break down our departmental silos, our functional silos. This is one team in the public sector getting great things done. And finally, this is about pride in public service. Every single day, I don't know about you, I get out of bed because I really want to make a difference. I'm not here for the money or the glory. I'm here because it matters. So let's hold our heads up high and be really proud of what we can achieve together. Thank you.